Welcome to my creative time with Emma, and also I wanted to say happy new year to everyone. I haven't been on because as soon as this release was over, my mother actually and myself, we both got really sick with some nasty sinus infections. So I'm getting better finally. I just took some cough medicine like 20 minutes before this started, so hopefully I won't start coughing all in this video. So anyways, it's going away, thank God. Just the coughing part, you know how that goes. That could probably stay with you for a little bit. But anyways, we're doing much better now. I'm going to do a quick card for you, and as I make the card on camera, I could go ahead and give you an update on all orders, okay, from from our new release. Okay, for the paper I'm using the Cartabella Devoted, super cute paper, 6x6 paper pad. I'm using that, as well as this cute little Cuttlebug embossing folder, like a little wood grain background. And then I'm using, excuse me, sorry, and I'm using my Stitched Heart layering dies, which are these right here, as well as the Stitched Postage Frame die, which is this die right there, as well as my new favorite Valentine stamp called Lots of Love. And I'm using two of them today. I'm using Crazy About You and then Valentine, okay? So let's go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of just like work through this while I'm speaking to you. Hold on, let me get something here. I don't know what happened to my mouse pad. I usually use my mouse pad to stamp on, but I don't know where it is. Probably underneath my pile of big mess I have on my desk here. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm using this right here, the Crazy About You, and I'm going to use, I just got a piece of tape here, and I'm masking off the exclamation point because I don't want to use that one, okay? And you could do this with not just my stamps in particular, but any stamps you own. If you want to like switch it up and make a different sentiment, just go ahead and use a piece of tape and mask it off, okay? And since I'm going to be using some embossing, I'm going to go ahead and use this. This is from EK Success, some embossing powder, I think it's called. I don't know, this seems to work good for me. So let's see, because I'm using some, for some strange reason, I could have sworn I bought a brand new white embossing powder, but I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. I bought another clear embossing powder, because if you look at it, this is clear embossing powder, and it looks just like white. So I think I just grabbed it assuming it was white, but it's not. So unfortunately, so I'm praying that this embossing powder I use will work, will do the job. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm just using some Versamark right here. Okay, so anyways, while I'm doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a quick update on orders. As you all know, and I'm not sure if any of you at YouTube went back to my blog that day from the release. Okay, real quick, I'm sorry. After you after you ink it up with your ink pad, and again, I'm using the Versamark ink, and what you want to do is before you stamp it down, take off the little piece of tape. Okay, that's what I forget to do sometimes, and I always ruin my stamp. Okay, so anyways, like I was saying, I'm not sure if you were able to go back to my blog that day, but anyways, everybody told me they were going to set their alarms for this alarm clock. I'm sorry, for the, see, I think the cough medicine is kicking in. They were supposed to set their alarms for this release, and you all were not lying, because let me tell you, this release literally flew off the shelves. I couldn't believe it. I was in awe, and I think this was the quickest selling release I've ever had. And you know, people say, oh, that's such a good thing. Like I've said before, it's not really a good thing to me, because it's kind of disappointing on my end, because I always feel like I need to have enough for all of you. But when I think I have enough, what I think is enough is really not. So I apologize for that, everybody. So unfortunately, probably 80% of the orders are not going to be able to go out because we need to wait for them to come back in stock. And usually there's a 2-week turnaround. So unfortunately, we got the most, and the thing is that what put us behind, I was getting some emails from some concerned shoppers because they're so used to my mother practically sending out their orders 5 minutes after they've placed their order. But that didn't happen this time because we were literally both down for the count. I felt really bad because we were both really sick, and this is not a good time for us to be sick, you know what I'm saying? So we were behind on just getting out all of the orders who could. I shouldn't say 80% of the orders are not going to be able to go out. Less than that. It's just that we ran out so quick. And just so you'll know, we did sell out at 8:35. I think it was either 8:35 or 8:40 in the morning. And that was just a half hour. I'm telling you, I'm surprised the store didn't crash because everybody was on getting this release. Which, you know, I was happy, but then again, not at the same time. So with my mother and I being sick, we did fall a little behind just getting out the orders that can go out. So you should probably have a shipping notice. If you ordered before that time, you'll have your shipping notice probably by tomorrow, the latest. If not Saturday. Like I said, we're both better. It's just we're just toward the end of it, and we're working our butts off trying to get it all. And unfortunately, my person that I usually have help us is on vacation, so we're kind of just busting them all out ourselves. So just please bear with us and be patient. We will work as soon as we can. And for those of you who have to wait, see, now this is what I'm doing because I'm doing a timeout really quick. I use a paintbrush sometimes to get off the excess because I think because this is such an old embossing powder, it gets everywhere. It wasn't too bad with my little embossing. With this right here, it wasn't too bad. It would have been worse than this. But I still want to get just this little extra, the little excess off. I'm not going to be able to get it to be extra perfect because I think the embossing powder I used was so old that it just sticks to everything. So that's why you see me using this little paintbrush here. Just to kind of just get off some of the edges here. Like some of the extras, I should say. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and just put my heat gun to it really quick here. Okie dokie, here we go. Isn't that pretty? Crazy about you, Valentine. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and just put this together really quick. So anyways, like I was saying, just please be patient with us. We're doing our best to try and get out as everything that we could get out to you. There will be some ship shorts, but most of you basically ordered stuff from the new release, so it'll all go out as soon as it comes in. And right now I have a date of the 20th. Like I said, it's a 2-week turnaround, okay? So as of right now, like I said, the 20th is when they'll be back in stock, okay? Okay, so this is going to go right here. I like, ever since Miss Courtney, our guest designer, did a double little layer, that's going to go down, and this is just going to pop up like so. Okay, so I am just going to probably, I think I'll do it like that. Let me get some, I'll use some zip dry. I'll just use some zip dry. Just go ahead and just put it straight down onto the paper. Okay, so anyways, and then a lot of people were confused about the sale items. I did post on my blog page that once those are gone, they're gone, and they won't be back until later, but they'll be back at later price. I'm sorry, not later price, at regular price. Those will not be available for pre-order. But the new stamps are, and then the dies, like the stuff that are not on sale, okay? Those are available for pre-order. So whatever's available for pre-order, you will see on my site. It will say available for pre-order, okay? Let's see, what else do I need to cover? I think that's basically it. I really just wanted to give you an update of where we were at and why so many of you spoiled. I told my mother she's spoiling you guys about sending out your orders. Like, I mean, I'm glad she is, trust me, but I told her you guys are so used to it. But just so you'll know, everybody, in the future, sorry, I'm trying to open up my drawer here. In the future, when it is release time, she can't get them out as quickly as she were as if you were to order just a normal day. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a normal day isn't like, so many people are not trying to order all at once, like for the release. That's a totally different story. So just keep in mind at release times, it will take just a tad bit longer because, you know, some people think that we're this huge company, and it really isn't. Like I said, it's just my mother and I have one more person who helps us, but she's on vacation right now. And won't return for until next week, which is a good thing because she will be back on time. So when all of those orders come in, when all of the back orders come in, we'll be able to whip those out in no time at all. Okay, so anyhow, I'm just putting some pop dots here. And you know me, I like to use a lot. Everybody says you don't need to use that many, but I do. I love to use a lot of pop dots because I always feel like it just needs it, you know? Okay. That's just my own opinion, of course. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and just take these off really quick. Okay, got them all off. Oh, and then there was something else I do want to cover as well. If you did not, now just so you'll know, since we actually sold out so quickly, I felt bad, so I went ahead and I instead of the first 150 customers coming through for the stamp, I let it go a little bit more. Okay, which the first 150 customers came through right away, but I felt bad because we sold out so quickly, I ended up giving it to way more. So if you placed your order before noon, so before noon that day, Pacific Standard Time, I went ahead and I'm going to include the, what do you call that? The free stamp with your order, but it may not come with your first, because a lot of you are going to probably get 2 orders, because if you ordered a lot of stuff, all of the older stamps that you ordered were probably on their way to your home right now as we speak. So with your second, like with the back order items, those will come, your free stamp will come in with that. So if you don't see it with your first order, it will definitely be in there with your second order, but not for every order. So just definitely keep that in mind. If you ordered it before 12 o'clock, then yes, you will get your free stamp. Okay, and that was just something extra I decided to go ahead and do for you because, like I said, I felt bad about selling out so quickly, especially for everybody who are really looking forward to it. Okay, I'm going to trim this down. I like to do, I'm not sure if you noticed, but that was these were the thicker pop dots. And when I do like a little set of 3, I like to kind of not make them all the same size, if that makes sense, the same thickness, I should say. Okay, let me go ahead and put this here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that was the dealio on the free stamp. Okay. You see how that one's higher? And I think I might do this one high too. Let me go ahead and just put a big guy on that one. Alright. I think I covered everything with the new release. Sorry we got sick. I was like, oh my goodness. I told my mother this was probably the biggest release we've ever had. Not a good time for us to be sick. I'm telling you, we were both like so bummed because we knew we had a million things to do and we couldn't even do it, you know. And if you know, my mother and I got this off of her, we don't know when to stop. My father thinks it's something different why we got sick, but he said we wear each other, we run ourselves down. We probably do, but you know what? It's for a fun cause, right? Paper crafting. Okay, Isn't this super cute? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop right here. It's already 15 minutes into the video. I just basically wanted to give you a heads up on the orders. I wanted to show you this quick, cute card. So be patient, everybody. Like I said, it's a 2-week turnaround. All orders will be out hopefully by the 20th. I don't want to say hopefully, they will be out either before or by the 20th, okay? And I'm going to finish this card off by putting something else on here, because I definitely need some kind of ribbon or twine or something of that nature. And you'll see it at the end of the video, on the picture at the end of the video. So thank you so much, everybody, for making this the best release ever. What a way to start off 2012. Thank you so much. I'm glad you all loved this release as much as I did. We had such a blast playing with this, okay? So have a fabulous day, everybody, and I will see you back here soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.